back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cryptopocalypse Now. Live stream part 2 from yesterday. Got a couple of things going here for you. Let's run an update. It's going to be a brief one, just to see what's... First of all, it's good to see you. Second of all, please stop trading. I know you're excited. I know you're thinking Bitcoin is going up. But yeah, one mistake and you'll hate Christmas and holidays forever. Associations. So unless you're 100% on this, stay away. Do not trade. That is my advice to you guys. Yeah, let's figure this out, shall we? Let's figure this out. So, yeah, first things first, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to share my personal setup for those of you who don't have 150 computer screens to look at. And you're just... your whole life is in that laptop. You have this one screen, but you can divide it up like this, like what I have. And I'll tell you why it's set up the way it's set up. These top ones have DSR on. This one has DSR, and only these two have Armageddon on it. So, okay. We're gonna wait a little bit. We kind of started early. I'm not really sure why, but I guess I was, I got tired of waiting. The countdown was taking too long. Last night, we said that you were pushing longs. You're accumulating into the day. Your intraday setup is to go long, and you have finally. Seeing a little bit of a pushback from the little sideways dump, so tiny little dump, then sideways, and now up. Is this going to tap 50K right now? Let's find out. But today's trade, overall, you should be up on the day regardless. Clifton Lewis, oh, okay. I don't know. You lost me. You lost me there for a second. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. I'm gonna share this setup with you because a lot of our guys in our Discord are, sometimes there's a trade and you're not seeing it, and you'd like to see it, but it's, you know, you're looking at the wrong time frame. So I've got the essentials here, and it looks very compressed. It looks like there's a lot going on, but actually nothing's really going on there. There's a couple of elements here that are important, and the rest of it is just, you know, you shouldn't be looking at every single symbol, every every possible trade setup here. So if we're saying we're long, then you're accumulating long, and by this time, I assume that you know, you're trading on Bybit, and also you're trading with Bybit Pro, because you want to be doing this with a, you know, click of a button. We have a direction. In order for this direction to manifest, price needs to dump. It picks us up. We come back, close the trade, intraday profitable position, 1 hour to 50-minute ATR value. And I guess we all understand by this point that we're very different from everything and everyone out there. And it all comes down to how we approach trading in general. And that is, for us, you know, if you have a really, really highly confident trade that you're looking at, a signal, then it doesn't really matter how far it's going to run, where it's going to run. When the little jump happens and you're a part of it and you're in early because you've been buying while everyone else was selling, that little jump, that little distance, whatever that, you know, it could be a 15, 1 hour ATR, whatever. That little jump is all you need. So you capture that, and then you step back and you just meditate on it, and you see if it's going to continue running, because your job is to exit in profit and then just kind of sit on it, enjoy it, maintain that mental clarity, keep watching the charts. It starts rising, retesting the previous peaks. You know, you're looking at a multi-time frame setup, and there are angles to this, right? Multiple angles of how you interpret stuff, and it's very useful to be out early and to be in early as well, right? And this is what's happening. Like the madness here, the amount of pyramids here that are printing long above the baseline after a little red. So we're gonna get into it in a moment. But I just wanted to say I've been waiting for this day for a long time. And the reason I say this is because, ladies and gentlemen, let me just bring this over here. I'd like to go over our P&Ls over here real quick. And this really made my day. Not my day, my year. All right, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Just quietly waiting, observing. I needed someone with lots of experience trading, winning, losing, being in the market, being out of the market, almost giving up, coming back to it, trying again and again and again, trying all systems, market cipher, God, Liberator, whatever the hell's out there, right? Trying it all. And then settling on MarketSpy and leaving this comment here, because it's function one. I have to give a shout out to you specifically, my friend. This guy here says MarketSpy Armageddon, right? That's like my favorite part of the whole MarketSpy experience also. But he says MarketSpy Armageddon. In my eyes, this is from a trader who's seen it all. The ups and downs, from hundreds of thousands down to zero and then back to something again. And now in full recovery mode, right? In my eyes, from now on, is the king of any indicators out there. This comment right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what this whole thing was all about for me. I wanted to hear it honestly, purely from someone who took their time to get in every single bootcamp before joining us. This rock star here went through every single bootcamp, took notes, had a little DM, learned everything about it inside and out, and said, I understand it. How do I proceed? Anyways, they got in a few days later, just banging out profitable trades, trade after trade after trade after trade, watching multiple charts, watching friggin' not only Bitcoin, altcoins, everything, right? Just going all over the place, knowing exactly what they're doing, and calling Armageddon, the module of MarketSpy, Armageddon, the candle augmentation software, the greatest indicator, the king of all indicators in the world. And this is someone who's tried them all. It's not easy to say that. It is not easy to say that. And this comment right here just, you know, this is what made me feel good about it all, because I know if it can change someone's life just like that, all we have to do now is maintain the composure, hold on to these gains, not give it back to the market. But other than that, I'm grateful, and thank you, Function One, for saying this, because it's the most underrated, most misunderstood piece of the whole thing. Like, there are other indicators that are like, yeah, you know, we have moving averages, we have this and that. This person understands the essence and understands why it's different, and the algorithm and the pyramids especially, and what makes it so special. And this just, whew, thank you, Function One. My reward is in heaven. I don't deserve this. It's a good comment, and it's for something that's been worked and developed for a very long time, and it's finally paying off because people are benefiting from having access to it, and it's just incredible, right? So with that said, there are many of us that are still kind of like, you know, trying to understand. I think MarketSpy is the most basic, simplest system you can learn. I'm not talking about an indicator. I'm talking about a system, a method. MarketSpy, everything that it encompasses. And I wanted to do a year-end review of all the trades and the things that we have been looking at, things that we have been trading, the charts, right? How do we come to those conclusions? What are the most significant elements that we're looking at when trading with these indicators systematically? So I wanted to take a look at that. That's exactly what we're going to do in the stream. And yeah, please enjoy. Also, to all my brothers and sisters in the altar, you guys are rocking it. I have no business looking at this, but I logged in earlier today and I saw a comment here. So here's another, and again, I'm just coming to realize there's Function One once again. So there's a question here. Do you take this type of trades often because the MFI and volume is low and volume and volatility stress is weak? I ask because I never take such trades and I'm maybe too passive. So the answer here from Function One is I've identified Doge 15-minute Max 7 setup. Now, this is a person who understands. It's a Max 7. You're looking at it, right? You act on it. So the answer to that question is like, you know, basically what Mr. Schlitten here, Bob Schlitten, says is, you know, how can you put so much trust into it? Yeah, I know everyone knows what a Max 7 is, but like, how do you actually, what pushes you over the edge and makes you go in it? And so you never take such trades, right? And the answer is not always depends how it looks on the 30-minute and 1 hour time frames. So that's, you know, and yes, when volume is low, if I go with the trade, it'll be very small sized, right? They're saying based on that criteria, like obviously the volume is low, things are not really looking great, even though the signal is there. It's a discretionary trading system. So I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to go crazy here. It still needs more time. I believe, obviously it's not just going to spark and go to like 200 times against BTC or something, right? Dogecoin. So they're looking at it and they're saying it's not going to jump by 5 cents all of a sudden. But there is a trade, and maybe it'll be half a cent, maybe one. And, that kind of move on an altcoin is incredible. So there are a lot of insights. If you guys are not following the altar, there are people who are really knowledgeable and are. I like how everyone is calling, strategic visualizations on the chart and saying there's a punch out on the 15-minute developing on Gala, for example, right? And that's amazing, right? Because now this tells me that people are starting to not just speculate and guess, but they're actually seeing something. They know it looks like money, so they act on it. But how you act on it depends on, what's happened previous to that signal. What was price doing before that? And so it's okay to be a bit cautious, conservative, maybe passive. This person described here passive, right? It's fine, but you got to act on these things because they play out. It's very, very, the first thing that we cover here on this channel is if a setup fails, what do you do then? How do you rescue your bad trade? So that's why you never go all in, especially if price is just starting to recover. There's just not enough power, not enough confidence, not enough willingness, not enough money to go about to give us a giga pump, right? And yeah, they just keep coming. ARMA, this has been fun trade for me so far. ARMA entry with Bybit Pro ladders, and that's another function here. I wanted to talk about this because obviously when, let's say you have a signal like this, right? You trade not that signal, but you trade around that signal. You know that it's a bullish pump most likely, but it has to come down first because the system is designed with limit orders in mind. There's no like RSIs and super trends that are programmed to like crossovers or anything like that, where it happens and you're like, yeah, I'm going in right now, and that's how I trade. But it's rather, you get a signal, a preparation stage, like a pod that is telling you it's a pre-order dot. So you do your analysis and you say, okay, let me check out the levels. Let me look at DSR. Where do we sit? And you simply go in. Look, my point is here, the only people that are not confident and they're like, I'm not sure. You know what? I'll tell you what the problem here is. The problem is that it's not that you're not confident or you don't trust the system because it's failed before. It's because you're oversizing and you're looking for that for sure trade. Instead of trading 100 different times on 100 different time frames and making the most of it, you're trying to find that one golden nugget to get in. You're trying to go 200K, 500K, a million at once. You're trying to be quick about it. You're trying to get rich in a few minutes, in a day, in an hour. I don't know what it is. The rest of us here, we understand how this works. And what everyone should be doing is you should be trading this one step at a time. You should be collecting as much as you can. Like the market gives you something. Don't just sit there and look at it. Just take profit. Come out. There's a time frame just around the corner that's waiting with the trade setup. You know it, right? On MarketSpy, there's always something. There's always money available. So I would argue that the people who are waiting for something that looks very nice and juicy and they want to get in and they want to take part of it, they're sizing up. They still don't have risk management figured out. And that's why you end up watching when things are playing out, when you should be buying in with small sizes consistently every day, just hammering it down, right? Making money. You're watching it because you're waiting for a one shot. You're waiting for that big trade. It's once a year. We had one not long ago. Mega dump. Right? Talks about like fear. Called the 42K level, 43 to 42 ladder. Simple, right? Platoon went in on this. I went in. We were like trading at 56K, calling for 42. So we had to just wait a little bit. That's like one trade that takes, it doesn't happen every day. You're not going to open Bybit Pro, MarketSpy any day and take that kind of trade. Most what you're looking at is like this BS right here, right? And your job is not to get chopped up to death. How do you do that? You put a small size in, it's going to run for a little bit. And you don't care if you go underwater a couple of hundred times within the period of, you don't care about that. You set your ATRs, walk away from it, boom, 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 it gets hit. You're having fun with it. That's what it's all about. So, I know this how? Well, when I put a big size up with my other account, it has to be, you can't trade that every day. It's just, it's not worth it. My stop loss gets hit on that. I'm down by 10K minimum just by opening and closing a position. I'm telling you. My main account that I trade, that is Nanya. That thing, if I throw a stop loss on it, it cannot be. It cannot be. So, I always laugh when people say, "Oh, I just made 10 million. I just made $1 million. No biggie, right?" It was DJs. Like you don't stop it. Okay, it's really hard to play with those kind of amounts and get filled and exit and stay unnoticed. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a whole thing. It's an operation. It's a whole. And when you finally close that trade, $10 later, with $1 million contract size on it, you just go, "Good job, guys. Good job. We got the tick right." You don't hold it. You don't say, "It's not enough. I can have more." Yeah, but it could go for another $2,000. You don't do that. So, sizing is everything. And the sooner you guys realize this, the sooner you can join the 1% club. Simple as that. And of course, if you want to be making thousands of dollars per day, well, go and deposit $500,000 into your account then. All right, stop complaining. You can't do that with 10K. You have to realize everything is proportional. That's the shitty thing about it. You're either ready to lose it all, or it's all you have, and you got to take this shit seriously. You got to trade, be diligent and professional, and understand you're exchanging energy. One type of money for another type of money, but most importantly, it's how you feel, right? It's how it moves you from within. So it's very important how you approach this business. So my setup here, BTC USD on Coinbase, spot exchanges at the top. This is a 6-window setup, and this is what it gives me, right? At a glance, I know whether I should be trading or not. Not looking for symbols, not looking for triggers, not looking for anything. Looking basically at support, resistance, momentum on higher time frames, and completely ignoring what's down below here unless it's a trigger entry signal for me. So that's how it works. You have 6 hours. Create a new chart layout and select the 6 cell division chart layout like this, right? And this is mostly going to be DSR, okay? And because DSR is like, there's no there's no point of waiting for a pyramid or a GPS dot on a monthly time frame, because it's gonna take years You're not going to see one tomorrow. You're not going to see one after tomorrow. You're not going to see one next year. It's going to take a long time to print one here, right? But okay, so but what's important here is the geometry of the market. Are you above the momentum wave on the CPR, or are you below? How are the moving averages lined up? So if you're above it, you know, you're most likely trading longs on triggers after pullbacks, right? If you're below it, you're mostly shorting all the rips that occur on lower time frames. So lower time frames go up, but this thing, you know, if it was inverted and it's like trading over here, you're trading a continuation down. All right. So this gives me 1 month Coinbase, and it's set to a yearly CPR value. With CPR days back set to 2000. So yearly settings for a monthly chart, because it's the yearly settings are like a container that will show you where the monthly is, like how these candles develop within that yearly container. So 12 candles, right? You augment price action using a yearly period across all of these indicators here. CPRs, Ranger, developing, and your ribbon, it stays the same, the 250 classic Wall Street favorite, right? You need that. Everyone's looking at that. It has to be there. That's, you know. Second one, you have weekly Coinbase against spot. This rally has been driven by spot traders. Most, you know, the majority of them were spot. Derivatives data shows that there's not. It wasn't as, you know, as prominent as it was in 17, for example, when, you know, BitMEXC was around, and I think they're still around. But yeah, things were a little different then, and people were discovering, you know, synthetic instruments to trade Bitcoin against, and this is what they had, right? But now, since it's spot, we're looking at spot graphs, charts, and this is what we come up with. So weekly Coinbase chart, you're looking at a monthly wrapper. So you wrap it up in the monthly package to contain all those weekly candles, so that you don't freak out, because you're like, if you're looking at weekly on a weekly time frame, daily on a daily time frame, you end up missing a lot of the information. You end up making unnecessary moves against the market and trading the wrong direction. So these are all fixed, and they just tell you where we are in relation to your CPR zones. So weekly, right? So Coinbase, it's all set up to go back 28 days. Actually, since it's a monthly time frame, we should, so 28 days is roughly a month. We'll do like 90 days, and that should give us, there we have some more information here overall. Then we also have the daily chart itself. Now this switches over to Bybit, because, you know, most of my trades, they happen on Bybit. Most of it is non-spot, just derivative contracts that we're trading here. So Bybit daily is when it starts, right? Daily is you're paying attention to the exchange that you're trading. You're not looking at price and, you know, charts from other exchanges. So on the daily, your DSR is set to contain weekly time frames. So we have 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, right? So the daily chart is contained within a weekly container, right? The retainer, the container, it's in here. Everything is enabled. Most of it is enabled, except the cloud. The cloud is not there. I turn it on, turn it off every once in a while. We'll talk about that. But yeah, you have this set up, right, weekly, and this goes back by 14 days, 2 weeks. So 14 days is more than enough to to have like a very quick glance and understand where we are. So right now on the daily, and if I wanted to zoom in, just click this icon here next to auto. So select the time frame. So I'm interested in the daily. Click on it. Boom, it zooms in. And I see that, okay, 200 moving average, 50 ribbon, pump, thin CPR values, probably going to run through the open. Hit the R2 over here. You know, we're looking at 50K resistance, overshoot to maybe 52, and then back down we go, right? So I know my risk profile here. Like, where would I be exiting this trade? I also know that this is not likely to cross over because the dump started happening over here. By the time this crossover happens, it's a mega long. Like the bearish cross on the daily, when everyone starts tweeting about it, it's like, oh, it's approaching, right? Let's come back to what we talked about. Like this thing starts going sideways or whatever, right? By the time this cross is over, you're long. This remember this pattern. You're going to see this BART of all BARTs. Okay? Because it's lagging, it's delayed, and the market is just going to wreck everybody who trades it to the downside when the time comes. Okay, cool. So I understand, looking on the daily here, that there's only one way, right? And we already have all those targets, and it lines up. So I understand that, you know, all these dips, whatever, I'm buying all of it. It doesn't matter. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just hold it, and I'll emerge righteous again and be like, yeah, I just had to hold it a little bit, hold it for a few days, and here we are. So that's your daily. Nothing to see, right? Then you got your 4 hour, 1 hour, and 15. So these are the trigger charts. 4 hours, your intraday momentum strength sort of thingy that you're looking at. 1 hour is showing you positioning for Armageddon, such as the pyramids, when to buy. Structure of the market, like lower time frames, above all baselines looking good, right? No dumpage here. And absolute long signals on 15-minute. And I don't have my... So I do have DSR here. If I turn it on, it's weekly on 1 hour. And the one over here is set to daily. So weekly, daily, just in case, you know, but usually it's only Armageddon that's active here. And if I, you know, understanding what I looked at, like we have the support, moving average support here. We have price that's trading above the developing weekly CPR. I know this is a weekly chart. I know this is a monthly chart, not based on price, but based on the indications, right? And I know it's a yearly chart. And this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. So all the FUD that's happening on 15, I'm buying it because of how this looks above, right? The king sits at the top of the throne. Above here, everything is peachy. Everything is good. 4 hour, that just tells me, you know, how many candles. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now we have a candle that's opened in the red against the open. So now we step back. This is the time where you don't do anything. You just step back and you say, okay, Bitcoin now needs to prove to me that this is a continuation trade. So 4 hour would print something like this, and you have your delta that's curving up, right, against the moving average over here. It's hard to see. Nah, it's easy to see. You just see what the price is, and you're saying, okay, there's some orange line over here. Let's zoom in. You should trust your analysis. If you put your orange line there, or whatever the color you fancy, it's there for a reason. You don't put it as this is happening. You throw this on from like days ago, months ago, right? And it's just sitting there, and it's gonna help you in the future. So it's helped us identify some sort of support in the red box, long box, and we have the delta curving up, and we're like, yeah, okay, that looks good. Retesting the 50 moving average. And there's some space to go. So this candle is what you capture, right? and you're generously given 400 points. That's like a very highly confident. So my question is, does it matter the number of contracts you open here? Not really. If you're looking at something like this, the probabilities are in your favor. And this is telling you that, look, we're going to move up. Just don't know how high. So be ready to take profit. But with a small account, you can go heavy on this. Let's say you have 100K and you open 200K. And $20 later, you close it. Just by opening and closing it, boom, that's your 1% daily on that account. Okay? And you're sitting on $200, $300, just like that. For example. So we zoom out over here and we're saying, yeah, okay. So we're tapping the box. My orange line here, I don't know why it's here, but it's there for a reason. Okay, everything is looking good. Do I have a confirmation here? And then you go over to 1 hour. And inside of this Armageddon, right, you have your SR levels. And my 1 hour chart is set to a weekly SR level. And on the weekly SR level, I can see that we ran a pivot. And now we're trading in a Fibonacci. These are based on daily opens and closes, right? So we're coming down towards the pivot, but the Fibonacci's are here. They don't exceed the pivot level. So you're buying into it. Price starts to reverse. You kind of front run this. I'll show you a cool little trick over here, how you can predict the future almost and front run things. But you look at your 15 and this is set to daily. Okay, so you're like, okay, we're dumping, but we're seeing attempts. We're seeing some green here, some green here, green here, green here. So, and these pyramids, they're reacting. And we just looked at all those time frames and we understood that there's more upside here than downside as we started ranging and trading. And so many people would draw like triangles and say, oh, dumping, continuation. And that's how the market gets you, right? If you're not looking at this, if you don't have an edge. So, and then we have the daily support level, SR levels set to 1 day. That's your time frame. And these pyramids are occurring at the support level. And this is happening after the fact. We looked at this yesterday and it's happening now. Yesterday we said that we're going to be accumulating and pushing longs for our intraday setup towards 50K, right? So we've been dumping here. Yesterday I went long somewhere around here and I exited on one of these wicks. Anyways, my P&L dump is coming. Don't think that I'm idling here. 20 days in a row insofar, right? I don't like to post daily once I accumulate a bag. But check this out. You have support. You have your GPS. You have momentum that is increasingly bullish based on lightning. Never ignore the lightning. Into the bull transition zone. While price is dumping above the baseline with pyramids pushing. With our last night's live stream, we're talking about, this goes down. You're accumulating it on the ladder. Your average price is right here. Boom. You got this. 500 points. You don't need much. You just need to be right. And that's how you make money. So, all right, this looks good. Everything is looking good. And that's your trigger time frame. So this is how all of these things come together. You have, at a glance, if this is how I was trading like last week. All I had was my laptop with me and Bybit Pro loaded onto it. Nothing else. Fresh Windows 11 copy. and just Bybit Pro. Clean, virus free. And this is what you're looking at. I have my upper time frames here. I don't touch them. I don't even zoom in, nothing. Because I see exactly what's happening here. I'm like, okay, I understand where we are. I see some support. And then of course, if you turn this off and you augment it with your DSR here, just for the ITP goodness, right? And you zoom in. So these are the only ones that I kind of play with. The rest of them, they stay as they are. But yeah, look at these pyramids, GPS dots, ITPs. Like, here's your trade from last night, right? Short, long, short, long, long, short, long, short, long, long, and now short. And now this is likely to go. I don't know what's happening here, but it's likely to go down. There's a little divergence here, and that's gonna take us a little lower, maybe a little pullback. We just hit like BC here, the white line, the open, high prob. So maybe come back down, start ranging again, right? We just had a 4-hour candle open and it did not open bullish. It's not immediately obvious. It's right here. So it's hanging, it's red. So the market is deciding. We have a GPS, not a GPS, but a C dot crossover, but lightning momentum is pointing down. So it's converging to the downside, even though it bounced from here. Now it's time to step back. Now it's time to just watch, not do anything. Till the next daily open, most likely. So I can see the delta pointing downwards a little bit. Not much strength on VVS here on the daily, right? It's still choppy. So, okay, we got time. It's not going to the moon, not immediately. And it's also not dumping. So the chop continues. And that's your setup right there. You want to have something like this because it's easy to just kind of identify where the next trade is going to come from. And you have, yesterday, again, incremental entry. That's 1,400 points. And it seems like Bitcoin hasn't really done much. This is not something that you go and make a call about and say, guys, we're going long, everybody. It's not like a trading group. But with MarketSpy, you can kind of clearly see what's going on. You're still getting these trades in. You're still looking for profitable trades. And the only people that are getting chopped up in all of this are the ones that are oversizing. Simple as that. So hopefully that's not you guys. 1%. Never oversizes. Okay. Riddle with puns. Stop trading. Doubt this is the right audience to be talking to. Riddle with puns. Listen, we have the best community in the world, and this is the audience. All right, they know. Everyone knows. We're not degens. Show me one degen here. I dare you. Not gonna find one. There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. We're not doing this. We're not doing this all over again. We're not talking about this. I know it's all crypto, but I believe in my heart of hearts that my traders stand out. Wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. Wouldn't be wasting my time. No, sir. Always and only Bybit Pro. M. Ladenkus. Radosh with the NFT collection. Make sure you guys check it out. Been hearing things, watching things. Tim the Goat. Okay. Every once in a while, why not? Why not? Sandra Souza says also the other methods of TA get in the way. Yeah. You have something good in your hands. Just learn how to use it, right? We have so many. Look, top of my head, just like the no favorites. I'm just saying, like some of the stuff that I recently, Mockler, Function One, Clifton Lewis. Who do we? Lucivert. Sykes, right? Like the just absolutely monstrous calls and trade setups and everything. People understand how this works, right? There's no need for anything else. It's only when you just kind of, you give up on this thing and then you go back to square one and you start drawing things and you're like, maybe there's a better way. There's no better way. Stick with your model. Stick with your system. Learn it and use it. There's nothing better. There's nothing worse. Find what works for you. And I'm just saying, if this works for people who have been almost wiped out, eradicated, and they came back stronger than ever with MS, you can do it too. There's no excuse. All right, so what are we looking at here? Good morning. Shala Shaska Bob, Metal Gear Solid for life. Trust the process, Clifton Lewis. Exactly. Good morning, Curity Bagaret. Sorry, the font is so small. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the names correctly here, but Curity Bagaret. Yeah. Good morning. So anything on hourly candles or lower, use daily SR. Yeah. So you wanna really capture the essence of price action on lower time frames. You're using that daily support resistance levels and you're ignoring all the noise that you're seeing on Armageddon, all the noise that you're seeing from your patterns, triangle breakouts and everything. But when you see one, it's probably a bigger pattern that's printing for your hourly 4-hour time frame on a 15-minute. And it's easy to just kind of get on the first thing that you see there and make that mistake, right? Yeah, absolutely. Would this be perfect area to use a 12-hour daily ATR market maker? Right now, what do I have running? No, I don't have anything running. So all right. So just like zooming out a little bit, right? If you zoom out, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the color of the clouds of momentum on this specific chart. I'm not zooming in on purpose. I want you to sort of understand being ninja, blindfolded, right? Not really blindfolded, but you see the colors. You see most of it is green. Long-term trend flow is green. Do you see how the monthly is green? You have your weekly that's green. Daily is red. Red is when you buy, but those higher time frames are supporting, right? You have your recovery on 4 hours right now. We just talked about it yesterday. We said it's going to start printing your green cloud, right? And you need a red pocket on 4 hours or lower time frames. Red, short-term trend flow that's red within the green cloud, and it's happening right there on 1 hour. And you have a recovery coming in on 15-minute time frame right now with a bearish divergence. So that bearish divergence that you're looking at on 15 minutes, that might scare you and say, oh, we're going down. But that is in fact an opportunity to go long. Because when you see a divergence like that, that means price is going to pause. Yeah. So in the green cloud, it's okay. It's going to pause a little bit, come back down, and on the next daily candle it might actually pump back up, or we might not, it could be happening right now. I don't know. But the bias here is still long from yesterday. So even if it goes down a little bit, Mahler, you stop me in my tracks every time. Stop me in my tracks. I want to say something serious here. You guys come out and say I'm pretty degen. That kind of confession it just throws me off my tracks, I don't know what to say to that. I'm happy for you. I mean, you seem, degenning your way up. It could be, it's the whole purpose. I don't know. But that's only okay if you're playing with degen account. So that's fine, right? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's fine. And there's your bearish. There you go. See. So that case in point, right, is that's not, when you're inside of these clouds, that's not you saying, oh no, we're going down, that's bearish, right? I'm going to start shorting. Let's zoom in. 15, right? Though lightning, you should pay attention to lightning more. And right now it is bearish, and if it recovers, price needs to be around here somewhere, 49.7 shortly, and this needs to catch up with it. Oh, there it is. It needs to go up and kind of synchronize itself. So yeah, so you're looking for the orb is floating around here. You have your crossover here, retest, and a continuation. Okay, that's fine. And these spikes, you be careful because they might not last. But you have these signs that are showing you that price wants to definitely go up. So now we're looking at the 4-hour candle here, and it's turned white or green in your case, or whatever your settings are. We have a dot, and I'm not chasing it right now, but I'm gonna capture a trade here soon enough. So a panther just sitting there in the darkness waiting to pounce on it. I'm not too excited here because my lightning is transitioning to the bear side. Price is going up. I don't like it. I might counter it from above and go short, but not yet. I need it to go a little higher where it's not sustainable anymore, so it gives me an instant profitable trade, not like a little. As soon as I identify this, I know lower time frames people might push it higher, and so I'll wait above. And so while it's happening, right, I'm not following in, I'm analyzing, I'm looking at this, and I'm just chilling. And in order to do this daily, you need to be right once, and then the rest of it doesn't matter. You can lose money, you can make more money. The point is, mentally, you're in the right place because there are no losses ever. And that constant winning mindset, right, is giving you an edge. That's something that you cannot buy. You cannot find that. You cannot subscribe to it. It trumps everything, right? It's your state of calmness and not chasing anything out there. So that's, you're aiming for that. You're a Fu Manchu, Tim the Goat. You're a Fu Manchu. All right, buddy? Fu Manchu. You're out of your mind here. I know what it looks like. I'm Fu Manchu. Listen, no offense. I'm really happy for you that you're making money. Everybody give it up for Tim the Goat here. Except, nobody cares. All right? We're here to learn, exchange, and definitely not Fu Manchu. I hate this shit. People coming in here. Are you the MarketSpy? Is that Fu Manchu? Is that? Looks like Market Liberator. Guys, we're out of your league. All right? Don't even bring that here. Don't even do that innocent. Oh, what are you talking about, CR? I don't know. What is it not a Fu Manchu? Come on, man. Go back to making money with Fu Manchu. Jesus Christ, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a coffee break. We're back! We're back! We're back! We're back! We're back! Look. Anyone who comes across this channel, I don't know what the goal is for every single individual out there. But I could never understand people just jumping from channel to channel and saying that I'm making money. It's so easy. Okay? I'm eating sandwiches every day. They're so delicious. And it's going up, ladies and gentlemen, it's going up. So yeah, one tiny divergence is just not enough to change your bias. Okay. Sandro Souza, yeah. See, like, yeah, you have to be educated about this. You have to understand for sure. See, there are people out there. Do you know why MarketSpy has so many strategy videos from different users? They're like, I figured out how to use it. Here's the strategy that I use with my MarketSpy. Here's my MarketSpy strategy. There's no method to any of that madness. They're just freely interpreting, like Tim the Goat here says. Have you tried changing the Manchu, Shmanchu, 3 periods, this and that? MarketSpy is set. There's nothing you can change about it. It's the Apple of indicators. Hate it or love it, but make sure you deal with it. It's the Apple of trading systems, all right? Doesn't require any changes. It's been meticulously tested, programmed to operate specifically to give you the highest probabilities when it comes to trading. And it's not about, still to this day, trying to figure out which setting is the best. It's peak performance. It's already set. There's nothing you need to do. So if you're struggling out there, come to us. We will welcome you. But leave your ego behind. Leave your I know it all attitude behind. And if you're making money, good for you. Let's observe here a little bit. Let's take a look at what's happening here. So how high, right? Blue box 50 retest, right? We have just max, and after that we have a breakout, and that's most likely going to run up to the immediate targets like R2, R3. And that's all I'm looking at. Now I know there's not much money left for today, for intraday, right? To be made, not much money to be made going to the upside. So we have a daily candle is going to open soon. And it remains to be seen. We want to see if this is going to continue running up, or is it time, now I'm thinking, okay, well, people are getting excited. It's a breakout. Everyone's going to jump in on this. Yeah, but the daily candle is about to open, and we've been going up, and we kind of range traded today, and now it's going up at the end of the day. Is it really going up? So, that's my question. I'm looking at this from that perspective, and this does not. It's not a prompt for me to jump in on and trade on this, even though it's moving up. It's I know that my trade was me buying this red and then selling this green, and now it's running. It's not a trigger. It's not a trigger to get in now and follow this. It's just pure assessment for tomorrow. So what is going to happen tomorrow, right? Why does it sound like robot porn right now? There we go. Jeez, man. Yeah, so you can see how the candle is, could be making some traders a little nervous because now it's going down, and this candle looked very exciting at first. Are they going to pick it up and continue pushing it? Not much space left. The ceiling is, though the compression here on the daily is extreme, right? So once we have an established breakout, we'll continue trading it to the upside. I'm looking at like 52, 53 target. Well, 52 to be specific, right? And that's barely a daily candle that's left in this move post this pump from a few days ago. But Bitcoin is on a path to recovery, like we said yesterday, and it's going to take a little bit of time for it to establish that very strong presence to the upside. And it could be one of those cases where we'll just continue watching it go up, slowly go up, and just creep away. Next thing you know, it's at like 55, and we're like, why the hell did we not go long? That's for like, it's not for us. It's certainly not for the platoon. Now we know directionally we're picking up spills, dumps, and we're selling strength, right? Spot traders, that's their job. They can worry about this. They can think about getting in, should I get in now and hold it? Because we're not really worried about holding too much here. We want to know, like, this is it, right? Pushing longs was the verdict last night's stream. Today, you're taking profit on that decision. Today, you had lots of support and indications here to show you that is ultimately what Bitcoin is wanting to do. We have confirmation here everywhere, right? And now we're streaming, and now we're gonna leave you with another trade setup for tomorrow. So here's an hourly time frame. Another important thing to note. Right off the bat, immediately here, I can see that we are now trading above the green cloud. So in this specific time frame, 1 hour, I wanted to have my cloud on, and once we pumped above it, I wanted to see if we were going to go in it and find support either on the bottom of the cloud here or at the top. Either way, this is a range for a trade. And we're still looking at, remember, this is a weekly CPR right here, right? So we pumped through it middle of the week. And I think the next one is going to print somewhere around here. I think what ultimately most likely will happen here is that there will be a situation like this where people will buy this support, probably go up a little bit, but then it'll fail and go down. I think that's what we're looking at here for now. Pure speculation, right? I have nothing to back it up. Just being honest with you. Yesterday, it was clear that we were going to go up today. Today we went up. We sold. We had a position, a couple of trades. And now we have a daily breakout on the CPR coming up, but also immediate resistance. Right at that breakout, we have a weekly resistance here. And it's looking pretty aggressive too. It's not really compressed, pretty wide. It sits at 0.7. Okay. So it's going to be chopping, not really trending here, most likely, even though it'll prompt many people to go long here. Now, since this is a weekly CPR chart, weekly open and close, weekly support, developing everything. So the prophecy trade, if you guys know what I mean by when I say the prophecy, is when price breaks out. This was coined by our a good friend, moderator on Discord, as well as very diligent, intelligent, mature trader, What Manual. And they identify that this is a prophecy trade. When we have a clear break above the developing CPR, whether it's weekly or daily, and when we come back to retest it, that's a profitable setup there. So the prophecy always calls for a revisit to those levels. Now this is a developing CPR, so it's invisible to most eyes. Many people are working in real time indicators, and although they're lagging, so they don't know how to use them, and they're looking at real time data thinking that they're in sync with the market. This one is a little different. It's developing. It's almost like it's not there. Only the algos see it. It's a very useful indicator here. And so because of that, yeah, we can always count on it to attract price and then reject price because it's such a powerful time frame. It's a weekly developing CPR. So we're floating above here and facing an immediate resistance. We still have ways to go, but we're getting some warning shots over here. Another pink dot, right? Strengthening momentum. It's actually not a brand new momentum. It's recovering from a almost like a little failed momentum here that kind of refused to go. It was too slow. Price was too slow here, going sideways. And the rule is when price goes down or up and prints sideways candles, that means it's not willing to go higher. And many people will start painting like triangles, inverted triangles, for example, bearish triangles, ascending, descending. And at the top also they'll paint flags and they think, breakout is imminent. That's how they fail. Breakout traders, they lose most of the time. Momentum players, momentum traders, they also lose most of the time because the way they interpret these indications are in real time. And because of that, they are often wrong about the direction of the price. And so yeah, this got some juice, all right, to run up to this level, weekly open, and I think that's could be a little nice instant power short that's waiting here. Meaning, if this goes ahead and runs here, taps one of these levels, we can instantly get a short in, $200 later out, and capture a little bit of that volatility here. Well, that remains to be seen if that's. It's interesting. We have almost like a head and shoulders setup here. You can imagine people who went short and said, "Oh, he's going for a retest and then going lower," seeing how much support is there, right, on momentum and everything. So, yeah, let's talk business once we're here. Now, if you're trading this, you must be hungry because you haven't had a trade yet today. By all means, go for it. Manage risk. By the way, these dots over here, These are my, or rather our entries where we went long, short, and some of them they're not perfect. They're not perfect. So for example, here went long and then immediately dumped. It was an underwater position. Exited a couple hours later. Obviously our trade was here, another one here, and earlier today and before that. So basically here, and my short was here. And I'm gonna drop the P&L, and I skipped longing here, and we pumped, and now we're pumping here. That's the latest entry. I find it, if you use a highlighter and just mark your entries and exits, well, not exits, but mainly entries, points of entries, you can later go back and then journal all this, and that should be that's useful information. You need that. So okay, we're starting to switch time frames. Yeah, and that's not good. Let's zoom out and come back to hourly. A little W there, yeah, maybe. So yeah, we're coming for most likely this guy over here. Yes, round 50 number. And you know, from this pivot up to this pivot, there's not really much money left to be made unless this level gets run, which if it does and the market overreacts and it gets very exciting here, we will try to extinguish the flame, go against the excitement, and actually position short, because that will not hold, will not be sustained for a longer period of time. So we have 1, 2, 3 bullish candles on 4 hours ready to pierce through a daily time frame here, right? Was it daily? It is, right? Everything is daily. So if it's going to run up to, let's say, R1, then we can see on the weekly time frame right here, there's a confluence trade. So we have the 200 moving average, we have R2. Yeah, we've got some look, we'll most likely make this distance, right? So we've got a maybe $700, $1,000 upside potential here. And that's 50. You know, 50 is my kind of, you know, flip 50 and then we have that continuation trade. And if not, maybe we'll be looking for a little short setup a couple of days from now. But yeah. The Mag 7 Mastro, Imran Mirza, says there's a blue Mag 7 dot on 2 hours. So let's take a look at 2 hour chart right now real quick. And mind you, bouncing off the 50, right? Before we look at the 2 hour, bouncing on the 50, Delta is about to cross over in the green cloud. Okay, gonna print another little C dot, much like what we're seeing here on the 4. Remember, this C dot right now on the 4 is lagging by 2 candles. 1, 2, 3. It's on the third right now. That's showing up, right? It's at the very bottom, yet price is almost over here. So that's not a good look. It's not a good look for Bitcoin. That's calling for a divergence. All right. So the market is going to be very careful here. They don't want to overheat this thing. They don't want to push it right now. They better take it slow. Take it, push it slowly. Nice and steady, right? They don't want to run it up and then get it faded, because bears are going to push back, right? Like hardcore from above. So yeah, let's hope it doesn't jump now. So given the setup here and how this is lagging right now, there's a MAX7 on 2. So let's take a look at 2. Okay. So what do we have here? Okay. So the blue line is the daily. And it looks like we're going up to 50 to 51. Okay. If that's a MAX7, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. This is not a perfected MAX7 like post dump. So for example, right here, this is a MAX7 you're looking at. Right here. This, look, short-term trend flow, the hot pocket happens at the same time with the C dot. Lightning is already bullish against a diverging price that's going down below the baselines. Look at this. It pumps up. Very nice, small, tiny little pump. Just enough to give you a sign. It's nothing crazy. Like, we don't want to see candles. You have to understand, we don't want to see candles. Unless you're already in a trade, to get in, you don't want to see a candle like this. That's too late candle. You don't want that. You want a small, tiny little peak above the baseline reclaim with a MAX7 here. And boom, off you go, right? This is a good trade. A retest, you got plenty of time to confirm this and understand, like, yeah, this is quality, right? This is not a MAX7 here, especially when it's in the cloud. It's a bullish signal, yes, but it's not a MAX7 per se. Okay. Now resistance is this red line. We already tapped it yesterday and we're coming for it again. Are we going to flip it? If we break it, yeah, expect a run to 51. But there's support here. Hasn't been tested yet. We moved away from it a little too fast and too soon. This is definitely a call for action right here. 56. Trust me, when this happens, by the time it happens, they will all look back and be like, how in the hell did these guys know? Now the problem with most well, it's not actually a problem, but the way people miss out, because they think, it's a stream, yada yada yada. It's not a Carl the Moon 5-minute video that tells me exactly what I need to know. It's not worth rewatching. I promise you, if you rewatch some of the streams from 2 weeks ago, you're going to come up with a trade tomorrow that's going to make you money. These things, they repeat themselves. But yeah, okay. Right now I'm trying to just absorb all of this, right? Try to understand, like, how much can I allocate to this? Is it going up? The volume is looking good. Okay, I can tell you that much. There's no rush. Resistance. Okay, it's a weekly, right? Is it? Yeah. And it is, today's what? What's it? Friday? Yeah, you sure you want to go long into the weekend here? But then again, if not long, then what? Short? Obviously, it's not now. It has to run up. But if it's going to run up, then why not go long? You're absolutely right. So the way I see this, right, and looking at previous support and resistance levels and how price interacted there, just make this my target right now. Kind of makes sense, somewhere around here, right? Makes sense. Red pocket, green trend flow, accelerating momentum, monthly, weekly looking okay. Pyramid obviously just catching on to it now. Does it make sense? So instead of all this, right, I'm going to maybe do something like this, right? $300 points. Yeah, that's not a, this one candle is 300. Yeah. But okay, it's looking bull. So there we go. Let's accumulate a little bit auto-magically and let it sell on 1 hour and 4 hour ATR if it gives us that trade. So overall here, when the cloud is green and you have a red hot pocket, I suspect that this can cross over to the zero line, and maybe after a little fluctuation here, it should give us a little pump. But we do have immediate weekly resistance right here. It's right here. Okay, let's see how she does. Mo, I know. But I'm surprised. You know what surprised me right now is that you actually care. First, you tell me to go to DGen, and then you're saying, "Be careful, markets are manipulated." Which one will it be? Can we just have some fun? Besides, on this account, I can lose up to $300. That's a daily gain right there. So Christmas, yeah, two things can happen here. One, everyone is busy celebrating, partying and shit. Price makes an all-time high. Everyone misses out. They go, oh, right? The select few, they win. Those who don't sleep, don't party, don't celebrate, nothing, right? They're just charged 24/7. Or two, everyone stops trading now, walks away, and price does nothing. Or they push it down, everyone goes short, only for it to spike right back up. Are you getting the previous last year's December vibes? I don't know. Coronavirus dump. Okay, see how let me add a little participation amount.
Greetings, Andrew. Morrow.
Hello, and welcome. Exit at $1. Oh, this is so bad. How did that happen? That's not what I wanted. Come on. Yeah, so the good thing is New Year's, Christmas, right? You could just keep your market maker running, guys. Keep it running. This way, you know this thing's gonna make you money anyways. Where's your inner child? If you were a little kid, 3-5-year-old kid, and your father would tell you stories about Santa, and his name would be Satoshi, not Santa, but Satoshi. He would say, Satoshi comes to visit kids that practice proper risk management, responsible kids, right? If you've been a good boy, good girl, Satoshi will bring you 200,000 sats. That's your market maker. That's your daily ATR ladder. Keep it running and get your 200,000 sats, okay? And it's also like when you see a pyramid like this, right? Trade around it. Don't just go all in, right? Use one of the tools here, ladder. Just start buying in. Just start managing around here, because just around these signals, that's when things happen. That's when it starts to really. That's when your opportunity is shining, right? These flat, any one of these symbols, when they occur, that's the optimal place to start messing around with all of this. Your market maker, your chaser, your limit, right? Just don't be greedy and you'll be okay. Hold up. Okay, we still have that CME gap to be filled at 49,300 to 53,500 zone. I was not aware. Is there a gap? I think there's a gap. Oh, sure there's a gap. But some of our traders were convinced that the gap was closed a long time ago. Yeah, I'm sure there's a gap. Of course. I mean, Yeah, seems BTC has been edging back, tapping the zone, and wants to blast through very soon. Yep. So you know, these red pockets inside of a cloud, those are good tradable zones. And you know how there's like a round number or a big date or some sort of event, holiday, some fundamental, I don't know, some upgrade or something. I don't know, like a big number, like a big event, a date that's everyone keeping on their calendars. I think the same goes for like the opening and the closing price of candles, especially like 4 hour. 4 hour, man, it gets a lot of reactions. So you gotta keep an eye on. All of my charts have a countdown that says countdown to bar close. Like next to MarketSpy, I look at this thing more than I look at the order books, and I don't even look at the order books. I mean, I can see the order books by using MarketSpy. You guys haven't figured it out yet, but that's what it is. You don't need to see order books in order to see. We can sort of like see when the big order in the order book is going to come through. And you're sort of like ahead of the... Trust me. If you haven't figured that out yet, and you have the need to look at the order book, and you think you can see orders coming in ahead of the market, you're already too late. The books and the buying starts when things happen. Things that MarketSpy will show you. So I already know in the back of my, like right now, why would I be looking at the order books right now? To see like walls and stuff? You don't trust any of that. Used to play with iceberg orders all the time, and it's not. Trust me, that game is it's all phony baloney. Because algos rule everything around me, and when you start seeing things, and you can visually identify when, that's when the books wake up. So people who don't have this, they have to rely on that stuff, right? Like they're trying everything. They're scattered all over the place. Anything and everything. So desperate for an edge. You, the 1%, are the lucky few. You don't have to worry about none of that. Just put some time into it. And by the way, there's a YouTube channel called MarketSpy. And that's where all the tutorials soon, the whole thing is going to be dumped. There, nicely organized and everything. Like the basics. Everything that we talked about in boot camps, but cut out and chopped out and formulated in literally 2-minute videos. Hopefully it makes life easier for all of us. It'll be this. Since some of us can't be bothered to come here, it'll be this. It'll literally be this, because you guys leave me with no choice. Boom. And then we're going to start. This is called a C bar. It's the confirmation bar. This is the C bar top short confirmation bar. When it's hollow and blank, you go short. This is the second confirmation bar. This is the third confirmation bar. It is necessary for the MAX7 setup. The main indicator that is responsible for MAX7. This is the overbought level. This is the oversold level. You guys leave me with no choice. I have to do this. So we're going to have a shit ton of videos that are going to look at each and every single element of this system. And honestly, it might help some of you, but in my opinion, you have to realize, not analyze, with MarketSpy. It's very simple. Very simple. You gotta see it, feel it, act on it. It's not like the thing's been around since the 80s and I just happen to know how to trade it. No. You can pick it up and learn it. 1 week tops. But you have to dedicate yourself to it. Fragment 98. Hi everyone. Didn't expect another stream this year, to be honest. Wow. I feel bad now. I'm sorry. Are you using order book aggregate like Coin Lobster? Yes. Is that... Who's asking? Why? Aggregators are good. You can see where all the fake volume is coming from. Alexander and the ducky. Alexander with the ducky. Welcome to the live stream. You guys made some money or what? Since last night? Or are we still thinking? Is it really going to go up? I'm telling you, I've been telling you. Pushing those longs. Don't have time to babysit it? Don't go all in. Be a participator. Throw in a small amount. Let it work. Let it work. Put the money to use. Let it work. 1K, 5K, 500K. I don't care what it is. Make it work. Don't be idle around these money printing signals. The signs are in the air. All you have to do is just act on it. You don't want to sweat about it. Throw a small amount and watch the magic happen. Do the same tomorrow, after tomorrow. Compound it with me. Come back to it a few months later. Be like, whoa. That slaps. That's impactful. That's actually tangible. It's not immediate. Because right now you're watching all those... Just brush my teeth. I'm not going to say any names. People trading millions and shit. Like there are hedge funds that are scrambling to open $1 million long position. And you're watching these YouTubers going like 50 million, 20 million. Like, come on. Tricks are for kids. Fragment 98 says, so you told us 5 minutes ago that you wouldn't bother with order books too much. True. So are you using order books to confirm your bias at all? Or your MarketSpy only and don't give a beep about order books? So look, order books. Fibonacci's, Elliott waves. These are all tools of the trade. And if you're passionate like I am, you appreciate it all. You're not saying order books are shit or fibs are shit or Elliott waves are shit. You're just, it's out there, but you don't need it. You simplify your journey. You don't really need it. Then what I'm saying is order books, in my experience, right? You will find out for yourself eventually. But in my experience, there's no secret information. You're paying a monthly subscription fee to what's it called? Like, you're studying all that material from what's the name of those services, man? Freaking little bubbles and everything, right? Come on. And there we have it. So this is, I mean, what are you paying for? Also, it doesn't matter what I say. It's a live stream. I'm sharing with you. People ask me, what do you think about order books? Just gave it to you. I'm not an official, I approve it or disapprove kind of guy. It's, if it works for you, it works for you. This is an order book right here. This is what I use. You guys wanted to know what I use? Imran Mirza, what did I tell you guys? MEXC Maestro, right? I don't know. People have it figured out. They have it figured out, all of it. Your target is hit. Your 50K retest is here. Last night's analysis. Did you make some money? Can you help me test out my layout and click the donation link? Send 50 cents this way. See what Tonto has in store for you. Don't be shy. I've given back thousands of dollars back to the community through prizes, giveaways, little tips, donations, airdrops. But Tonto here, he has created something you might like. If you use the link and donate 50 cents. Have some fun. Give it a try. Everyone's leaving the stream. Oh, he said donate. Run. I wasn't here. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, there's like this little nice animation if when the donation comes in, it's like the MarketSpy thing explodes with your name on it, and it's just right. It's real nice. Imran Mirza, I love you too, and I do love MEXC even more. Amazing, good job. But yeah, people wanted to know like what the whole thing is here, and yeah, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is your order book. Do I hate it? Not really. Do I love it? Kind of do. Clifton Lewis with a super chat. Thank you for the $5 donation. Although it's a dud, I think. I'm not sure. It was supposed to do something. It didn't do it. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. God damn it. Ah! I don't know if you heard it, but it was supposed to be like, right? And hey, 420. Ha. Yeah, don't use the super chat. Don't give your money to Google. There's like a link if you want to have fun with it. The link is in the disc. And yeah, it's a direct deposit from you to your truly. Clifton Lewis, thank you. Okay, so 50K, yeah, 50K. There you go. Did you get 50K? I don't know. Not really. It's there it is. There it is. So that's the order book, right? And now it's coming in and the orders, everyone's going crazy, right? But we saw that coming from a mile away. And that's what I'm saying. You don't really fragment. This one's for you. Okay? The order books, you're seeing it now. MarketSpy. Once again, big green cloud, red hot pocket, good trading opportunity. Resistance level. Got run. Target. So on the Fibla, if this gets run, then hey. What was the final? Sandra Souza with a $5 tip. Thank you so much. I hope you like the animation. Fragment 90 with another 5. You guys are killing me out here. You love the animation, right? Tonto did it, especially for you guys. Enjoy. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Does it explode? I'm not an expert. What do you think this is? I'm not an expert. But I was promised that it was supposed to sound like something explosive, cyberpunkish, futuristic, just like MarketSpy here. I don't know. It doesn't sound. Wow. Yeah. I'll refund you. The sound was supposed to the whole thing. It's about the sound. Damn. Why would it not sound? Oh man. That's messed up. That is truly messed up. Thanks, Johnny. No problem. Every day the streams get better. Next day will be the sound. Yes, sir. I will have a conversation with Tonto and deal with him accordingly. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, can I sign off? 10 people from the beginning of the stream. 10 people here. Overall. And probably the same 10 people from last night's stream. This trade is for you. Enjoy it. This is what the whole thing range here was all about yesterday when I said push those longs. And rewind to about 3 weeks ago before I went on my little vacation. And in the platoon, the final verdict was, we think that we're going to rally into Christmas with more downside to follow. So, moving forward, my max target for this is 52. Will I trade it? Yeah. I take profit on these kind of candles. I don't trade them. Actually, we had a position, didn't we? The 1% gang. 1% club. Sorry, not gang. I was corrected. Someone told me, don't use the word gang. Could offend some people. I was like, okay, makes sense. The 1% club, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nowhere near it. But rest assured, you know, it's not... Look, when this guy was funded, with a fraction of this, it was 1 BTC, which at the time was about 60K, and we traded it all the way up to 70. Now it sits at 109. Nothing added, nothing removed. Simply converted, just to preserve the portfolio's dollar value. Okay, but technically against the dollar, from here to here, this portfolio of USDT, this account MSH, is underperforming. It's a daily winner for the sinner that is all in cash, but it's underperforming against purely holding BTC. However, it's also mentally a bit more relaxing because, you know, once you have that trade, you capture it and you secure it and you win it. You keep it. You wake up tomorrow, after tomorrow, it's all the same. A year later, it's the same. And I'm doing this so I can deploy some of it when Bitcoin really dips. 50K, end of stream.
We got an unknown identity on the street. All units, please come in.
Somebody ring the alarm. We're taking over their charts. When would you see the next USDT exit point, CR? Below 30K. Strictly. There's still a little bit of juice left. A little bit of juice left, guys. But you know what? When you're looking at, like, come on, that's just being greedy. Like, you're really gonna wait. It's a mistake that many make when you have charted, when you have plotted things on your chart, and then you're like, you know what? I can take profit now, but I won't because my target is here, so I might as well just hold it. And then you miss it by like a few cents, and next thing you know, you're underwater a few hours later. Just take profit. I mean, it's last night's stream we said we're gonna see a Delta, and now here it is. Rado's there with the comment. I'm just quoting. I never curse live on this kid-friendly stream.
Oh my God, he's so fast. Stop suspect is now heading to Santa Monica Boulevard. We can't get after him. We need an action point.
John Bun Johnny, I'll take you inside of the Citadel in the next stream. I promise you. It's still, you know, we've got the office and everything. You got your headquarters there. The office that we literally we took over. You remember the day, guys, when we took it from Bobby Axelrod? But the Citadel has a couple of more rooms inside. I'm going to take you through it. And a whole year of trading for profit put us on the moon. Actually, the channel here, we don't have a moon logo. What you're looking at right there, the red Bitcoin logo, it's always been, guess what planet it is? It's beyond Jupiter. It's pure alpha. Centauri. Sandra Souza. What a nostalgic time it is today for us to look back and remember all the good times that we had. Yes, Tonta's old office was the ultimate sacrifice. In order for us to move forward, it had to be done. But now we're here. Like that Drake song. Except we started at the top and we're still here. Started at the top and Platoon is still here. Traders, they come and go. You'd be surprised. Rotation. It's vicious out there. So the turnover is very low. Very low here. And that's good. We want to keep up the momentum. Much like what Bitcoin's been doing, you know? Move in the same spirit. But yeah, that right there, a little high and is going to diverge. I would start taking profit now if you guys wanted to kind of like, you know, end your day on a happy note. Congratulations. Radosh, that's just pure greed. Why would you short this? I mean, you can. I'm just saying, have you made some profits today? Just enjoy it. Sit it. Like, walk away from this. Besides, if you wanted to short, let this consolidate up there somewhere, wherever the hell is going. 52 is max target for me personally. I think 50K is, yeah, it's already run. Yeah, 50K round number. Many people are shorting. It has the potential to go higher. R2 and R3, I don't know. I think the way shorts happen is not an instant tap and reverse. I think it's like tap, reverse, go higher, consolidate, go a little higher, start creeping up with much greed. The whole picture just starts looking like there's no stopping it. And then it kind of slows down, fizzles a little bit. Then it gives you the first red candle. That candle instantly gets absorbed. It goes higher again, but prints a lower high. And that's when you attack it, the weakness, right? That's when you're like, okay, now it's time to short. Not now when it's rising. Stick with the analysis, right? Not now. That's just pure greed. Stay away from it. Don't ruin your holidays. Shorting is, you're going to hate yourself, the charts. You're going to punch a hole through your monitor. I don't know. Things could go wrong. How many people do you think are shorting the 50K level right now? Now they're nervous. Now they're like, But yeah, so what am I observing right now? There's quite a bit of a divergence. Let's wait for it to tap that orange line and then call it a stream, because so the bias here, yesterday we said push for longs, right? You got your trade. And yeah, what am I going to leave you with for tomorrow, right? First of all, I don't think you shouldn't be hungry at this point for anything. Let's just wait and see what it does and maybe focus on the family for once. You know what I mean? Deal with Christmas and then we'll come back to this. But yeah, this rally into Christmas. So I'm still gonna stick with my initial thought process here, is that we rally into Christmas with more downside to come. There's probably gonna be some FOMO, some unexpected levels, and this is leading up to the weekend that's ahead of us. So come Monday, you can start thinking about shorts maybe, yeah? Especially if we continue pumping through the weekend with like a 45 inclined convexity on the Bitcoin price, where it's just gonna start, right? We'll think about shorts at that point.
Thank you, Andrew Morrow.
I usually don't say that, but I love you, man. Thank you for the kind words.
Crypto Demon here with love. It's truly the season of giving. Bitcoin is giving it to us. Tonto is giving it to us. Thank you, Andrew Mauro, for love this community and your streams for the long haul. That's right. This trader not going anywhere. Right? We'll do our best to the best of our abilities. All kinds of people coming in here. Non-spies, non-platoons from the side. I'm making money. Okay. It's not the point, guys. That's not the point. So market maker could make sense. Yeah. They're not gonna let this momentum go. Okay. Guys, if the music is too obnoxious, let me know, because I tend to forget. Sometimes it's an autopilot. So market maker, So okay, so what could go wrong? 1 hour, 54 minutes to go, right? It's gonna keep going up. This is a 2 hour time frame. It's just opened. This is going to retrace. So you have a little window. You have a little window here. So if you're going long, Okay, so you know how you guys draw your triangles and stuff like that, right? The classic TA, right? Perfectly normal, it's fine. And you have your breakout points and whatnot. And, you know, I don't even have that. I don't have any of it. It could be like a breakout here. I don't know, right? It doesn't matter. So right now, let's just say that when price comes back down to this point is where you want to be long. Now this is going to curve down. There's a divergence on lightning and momentum. And that's going to take 2 hours. So I say price goes higher and then comes back. And this is a retest of the support resistance that we just ran through on volume. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with that on volume, right? You understand what a breakout is, right? High probability breakout. So a retest would happen right there on that dot, on this weekly resistance level. So I say that's your consolidation here. Breakout, volume confirmation, retest. And more upside potential. So when this goes a little lower from below the open, yeah, we can cast market maker on a 4-hour ATR there and just wait. Just a little quickie here. Trying to understand what the potential risks are. Yeah, this orange line here is a little issue. Hell, this was Drew NYC Beast putting in work. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Yeah, the names are all mixed up here. Discord, I apologize. I understand. Drew, totally. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, is it is this bullish or bearish? Based on this volume, which is certainly promising, it looks good, but it's diverging, and new candle open, I think, is going to bring us back down to here. Rally into Christmas and then more downside. Are we going to do this? That'd be horrible, wouldn't it be? Let's hope not. But yeah, that's, in terms of risk, could be looking at a situation here. Now, you're safe above. Should be safe unless it does this. But yeah, above here, you're safe because we are. This would be considered a volume breakout. Our targets here, right? The little UFOs floating around here. And how, like this range here, right? When we first dumped and we said we were going to go sideways and go up, let's just review for the non-believers. Let's just review this real quick, right? Let's just go back to. First of all, let's take a look at the dollar. Do a little. Bull flag my ass. Remember this? Okay, so we understand what's happening here. And we're likely to spill down, pushing Bitcoin higher. And now let's go back to the OG, the daddy OG, the chart of all charts. Here's our assessment from a few weeks ago. Here's where the confident call comes from. Lightning. Mad bullish. Diverging against bearish price action. Going up. The targets are quite easy to understand here. You're looking at, like I said, the 50 level is most likely going to get run. You're still picking it up. Yeah, okay. This is not a good look. Okay, first warning sign. We want to calm down a little bit. You seeing this? We want to come down here. This is not... Where's the closing price? Right here. Yeah, so we're positive that we're still inside of the sideways range. Boom. Okay. With the middle channel right there already printed for us. Okay, so this one last tap here. Yeah, Radosh, if it goes very, very fast and jumps up to like 54, you're going short on that bad boy. Okay, it's going to consolidate, maybe go up to here, instant rejection. Going to go sideways like this, and then it's going to come down. Dumping, most likely, right? So you don't want this thing going up right now. You want it to pause a little bit, range through the weekend, and then go up. That's the ideal, sustainable, long setup that you want to see. You don't want this thing going up straight up to here because it's going to get rejected, go sideways, and get dumped. And the dump is going to be a bleed out. You're like, this is the last thing we want to see. This is not what we want to see. So the market needs to chill right now. Don't push it above this range, and we should be okay. If it does happen, however, then we're in a little bit of trouble. So this is your HC trade, and you're up by nearly one candle. So we kind of traded through it, but we consolidated. Now, the HC for us, eyeballers, we kind of see that this is a point of control now. For other traders, they will use their volume profiles and it's going to print the exact same thing. It's going to land right here. And I'm telling you, you don't need that. Okay, it's good to have it, but it's not a necessity. You can actually sort of see where these points are. So there's one right here, and there's one that's developing right here. The points of control, and there's no volume here whatsoever. So if we run above this range, you have to assume that we have the power to come up to here. And since we can come up to here, remember, our job, Bitcoin's job here, is to press for a lower high. And regardless, that's your short setup. So Radosh, it's not now, but it's coming up. But it's still ways to go, right? Not yet. I'm talking about a trade that you can hold on and ride for a few weeks. It's not now. We might be trending up for a few weeks. What else am I looking for? And what I'm looking at? Well, this is another bad sign. Yeah. So, okay. You see volume is declining, but price is going up. Typical when everyone is already taking a position to go down short, Look at these red bars over here, right? But there's simply no traders, no confidence. Everyone's confused. Why is it going up? So not something I would pay attention to. Not an indication that, oh, there's no volume and prices going up. There's no volume because everyone is... Sorry, is Mahler still watching this stream? I was going to curse out and say, everyone's being a little girl. All right? Watching this go up. Bears, you know, their natural state of being is disbelief. Perpetual disbelief, right? Always. So that's why you're not seeing volume. So yeah, it's a warning sign, but it's the kind of a divergence where it's happening at the end of the trend almost. So it's kind of irrelevant in my eyes. So that's not a metric that I would consider and say that it's a warning sign that we should pay attention, because you're simply missing out on, you're supposed to be pushing longs. And tomorrow, yeah, this is already peaking out. We are in heat right now. It's not good. It's not good. We don't want to be aggressive here. We want to get out of the heat zone on 1 hour for sure. Same here. Big divergence already. Not good. And finally, I would like to say that if this was an inverted chart like this, you're approaching a zone of a small short potential, but it's literally like maybe 500 points here on your average if you were to get in here. So essentially what's happening here is that we are barting up as promised, and we have a very precise target here sitting at 54 or thereabouts. The only problem is between this wick and this wick here, there is a number of stop losses here that are programmed to close short positions, which means this is a long. So when we come in here, there could be a small liquidity pool where we'll get a reaction and retrace immediately back down. Because if the shorts are closing, they have to be basically buying at a negative price range here, which could suppress price a little bit. But then yeah, this breakout here calls for still. Does this make sense? And like I said in yesterday's stream, are you nuts? You want me to short this setup here? No way. Do we have volume here? Yeah, and it's decisive. So if this runs, if this holds on a retest, we will see. Because maybe the pattern here is not complete. I don't know yet. But yeah, your rally into Christmas is here. And I don't know if it's the beginning or that's everything. Most likely just the beginning. Let's not overanalyze this. Come back to this tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. It's a beautiful chart. It's a beautiful chart. Mostly based on this divergence, yeah, on the oscillator here. And we're inside of the green cloud with a tiny little divergence now. So I would say, you know, come back and retest. Okay, let's get rid of all this mess. Let's go for a setup for tomorrow, shall we? And I urge you to like not get stuck on this. So like you want to trade the kind of size that you can walk. You can be at the Christmas dinner with your family and not be checking your portfolio, your position 24. So like you want to throw something on it, make it a market maker, but maybe take like 90% every X number of ATRs, right, and keep the rest running higher to 54 or whatever. This is the second candle, right? Each and every one of these candles gives us a very lengthy consolidation period. So don't be surprised if we take our time and maybe drop back down to here. But I think 49.5 is when you start buying in. And hopefully this little region holds. Yeah, I don't know. That would cause another divergence, another bearish. That's not good. That's not good. But regardless, for the intraday play, this is a good zone right here. That sits at 49.5. That's only $1,000 lower. So if this comes back down, you start accumulating from this point. I'm not saying getting in at this point, accumulating from this point. This is where you activate the market maker and let it run for a day. Remember, it's the weekend. You don't want to be sitting guessing. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going to chop? Is it going around? Is it going to leave a gap? Is it going to close the gap before the weekend is over? Just run that market maker, set it to a daily ATR. Throw like, I don't know, 10% of your account on it or something like that. And just, you know, let it collect and eat those sats along the way while we do nothing and enjoy our lives. And then we'll come back to this and see what it does then. See where price is then. But if it goes to 54 by tomorrow, if I wake up in the morning 8 hours from now, we're suddenly at 55, 54, it's an automatic short for me, no questions asked. Because we're going to have a pullback, and then we're going to go for the 60s. And even then, that could take some time. So that's my verdict here. Congratulations. Thank you for participating. And 14 viewers that made it here and hopefully made money. As for the rest, catch up. Catch up. Jose Del Castillo is here, but we're coming to an end. What is up? Bitcoin is up, Jose Castillo. And the trade call from last night is up. And besides that, nothing much. And also, I'm up when I should be in bed. It is 3:25 local time. I'm gone. I'm signing off. One love. See you guys. Whew. Keep that market maker running. Keep it running.